And we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon. Here we are. Hi, Jill. Welcome. Yes, you probably will need to go ahead and grab your tissues. But before we get started, I just want to let you all know how happy I am that you're here on this Monday. Because it's been a Monday for me as much as it's been a Monday for you probably. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind people that we have a Patreon. If you have not already subscribed to it, you can join us for either $1 to $25 tiers. Each tier allowing you more and more of our phenomenal content and abilities to get in on some exclusive things, including the $25 tier, which is capped at 5 slots, because you'll be getting handmade crochet items from me while I am off on my maternity leave. We have one such patron like that right now in chat, Jill. I'm very excited for what I get to send you. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that next month. Yeah, I think that's really it. I'm ready to get into my emotions. Oh yes, blanket check. Today we are at this much with the blanket. It's definitely becoming like a patchwork of color. I showed it to Oliver and I was like, do you like this? Do you want more of a specific color? And he's like, no, I like all of the colors. I like the rainbow. So it's just like, great. Because that's what mommy has right now. So yeah. So we'll be working more on the Big Brother blanket for Oliver. And thank you so much for the follow. And now we're getting back into Fritz's route. If you don't remember from last time, we finally made it back into the castle, which is I think chapter 6, which is the earliest besides the one chapter where we were where we were started in the castle. Every other chapter, like, we don't get to the castle until like chapter 8 or 9. So we're already in the castle. And we have finally met Lucettes' mom, Hilda, which we have heard about her before. She was this great witch that died a year ago or so. We see her, and now we get the whole picture of how absolutely terrible she is. She is like Mother Gothel level of bad mom. I love her aesthetic, don't get me wrong, but also, she definitely murdered somebody last time. I mean, she's murdered people before. Apparently that's just like her whole bag is. I love the storyline so much. It's so good. And I mean, that's just the regular storyline. The love line between Fritz and Varg, question mark? Oh, it's gonna get complicated, because we had a line from Varg, because we found out that Varg and Fritz are essentially the same person, but Varg is taking over more of Fritz because Fritz doesn't really want to fight. And Varg telling Lucette that if she had to make a choice, she wouldn't choose him, and my heart broke, because I love Varg. You heard it here, folks. Varg is my boo. I love him so much. I don't know if it's a love triangle. If you can really only technically be with one of them at a time. It's weird. It's very weird, and I love it. And we will just have to see how this one ends, because we're in the middle of chapter 8. I think we're actually probably getting close to the end of chapter 8. Man, so much has happened. And we stopped in the middle of a choice. I forgot. Okay, here we go. We're jumping back into it. Oh my god. It's complicated, yeah. Oh, okay, so the last thing we said here was it was just going to be a simple in and out, and so I let them go in alone. What happened in there? What do I say? And I think you say it's my fault. I don't know. We'll go with that one. It was my fault. Princess, I'm sure that's not true. I glare at Walt as tears well up in my eyes. It was my fault. Walt falls silent as he studies my face. Then he sighs before taking my hand. We'll sort this out at the march-in. Come on. As soon as the march-in doors close behind us, Jurian collapses. Oh no, Jurian! Luckily I am close enough to catch one of her arms and Walt is fast enough to catch the other. Move her to the chair. Together we manage to guide Jurian to the chair. We set her down on it as gently as we can. Oh my god, I'm already feeling feels. I watch she unfolds on the chair, and that is when I see the dark red slashes and tears in her clothing. Some of her wounds are open and visibly bleeding. Oh, girl. She's still bleeding. Walt pulls a cloth from his back pocket and hands it to me. Clean what we can. I'll get Lady Parfait and Rumple. He runs off, leaving me alone with Jurian. It looks like she's bleeding everywhere. I steel myself and kneel by her side. Gently, I reach out and begin to wipe at the worst of what I can see. Jurian moans and I flinch in sympathy. I'm so sorry. I feel a lump rise in my throat. I convinced Garland to go back. If I hadn't, he wouldn't have. Jurian shifts slightly to put her hand on my cheek. Her touch is cool and gentle. Jurian. There's a softness in her gaze and an unexpected kindness in the touch of her hand. Y'all, I'm already getting ready to cry. This is awful. After a moment, Jurian slowly nods and her eyes fall closed on a sigh. Girl, you better just be sleeping. Wait, is she okay? Jurian? Jurian? Walt? Oh no, she just closed her eyes. She's not speaking. She's not going to die too, is she? Not if I have anything to say about it. Excuse me, princess. Rumple, this is the only time I will let you be here. Rumple gently pushes me aside and I let him in, hovering over his shoulder as he crouches to inspect Jurian. Well? Princess. Walt steps beside me and gently places his hand on my arm. No! What? Rumple needs to work his magic now. Okay, and? So, why don't we go get you something to drink, Oh my god. I'm already sobbing. I'm not going to leave her. Princess, please. I am already crying. We should let Rumple work. It's not even the end of the chapter. I look back over my shoulder, watching how carefully Rumple attends to Jurian. Okay. Walt's hand acts as my lifeline as he helps me into the tavern area. My legs become weaker with every step. Also, I don't know. Hi, stranger. Hi, Laura. Also, I don't know if that choice was correct when I said it was my fault. Because now I'm over here, like, sobbing. And I don't know if that was the correct choice. Jill, was that the correct choice? Tell me so I don't have to play through this whole scene again. Jill, help me. Gonna drink some of my water. Apparently these are my tears tonight. Oh, thank God. Okay. Cool. Alright. Thank you. Delora. I only realize that I'm running to her after I barrel into her and bury my face in her shoulder as I suppress a sob. Dolores' arms come around me, holding me tight as whatever calm facade I was holding up comes apart at the seams. Walt, would you please get us those mugs? Of course. Dolores leads me to one of the benches, one of her arms still around me so she can rub my back. Oh my God. Somehow the simple gesture is helping me calm down. Lucette, are you hurt? I shake my head. Thank goodness for that. I stay in her embrace until Walt returns to place something on the table. How are we doing? I pull away reluctantly to rub at my eyes. I'm okay. Dolores takes a mug and places it in my hand. Good. Now drink. I do not question and raise the mug to my mouth. Hot chocolate. Dolores made this for me before. I take a few deep swallows of the hot, sweet liquid. Better? Yes. Lucette, can you tell me what happened? Mother found us in the tunnels. Julian told Garland to get me out. My throat tightens to close, but I force the words out. Mother is so strong, and I thought Julian might not survive. So I convinced Garland to go back, and that's when I stared down at my mug, my hands trembling. It's my fault. It's all my fault. If I hadn't convinced Garland to go back, Mother wouldn't have killed him. The silence in the tavern is deafening. Finish your hot chocolate, Lucette. I obey without a word. Everyone is going to be so angry with me. It's my fault Garland is dead. It's my fault Julian is injured. Have you heard anything about your stepfamily? I know they're gone. Are they dead as well because of me? Hey, don't look like that. I'll have you know that I had to use a sleeping spell on Prince Rod and Prince Evangeline earlier. They heard about what Garland and Julian were going to do tonight. Hey, Kayla, you missed the tears. I don't think I would have been able to stop them from coming along on the rescue mission otherwise. What? You got them out, Princess. Varg would have killed them if you hadn't stepped in. The Queen was already waiting at the end of the tunnel on the day the Prince and Princess escaped. Alacaster must have somehow gotten wind of the escape plan, which was why he and Varg tried to eliminate them then and there. Security tightened more after that day. Oh, thank goodness. And we've been worried about you ever since you left. Well, ever since you stormed out all those months ago. Dolores' smile is sad as she reaches up to push my hair out of my face. None of this was your fault, Lucette. If anything, it was mine and Parfait's for letting this happen. We tried to help you escape, but we couldn't break the shield around the palace in fear of putting everyone inside in danger. That's why we wanted to wait. We never thought we'd have to worry about Hildur being revived. And though we would have liked to have saved you outside of the palace. That's right. I was out of the palace more than a couple of times. Once with Varg, another with Mother. We couldn't put the lives of others in danger when Hildur was right there. She would have killed the citizens. Even if I wanted to escape the day I was with Varg, he wouldn't have let me. I grip my now empty mug. I'm so making hot chocolate after this. Princess, I understand how you feel, and I know it's difficult, but frankly, we have bigger fish to fry. I think you realize now what kind of person Hildur is. I do. Then you know what we have to do. I know too well what it is we must do. In fact, I knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. I started this. I do not know if I can fix everything, and I do not know if I can save Angelia. Angel? But no matter how long it might take, I must make things right. I finally look up at Delora and nod. Oh, thank you for the follow! We have to stop. Chapter 9, The Rebellion! Aha! We're making our way downtown through the motions. Because of the severity of Jurian's wounds, Rumpel decided he would bring her to the nearest clinic so she could be better cared for. She's not dead, though. Anise decided to go with him, and surprisingly, Ophelia and her children all opt to go as well. Now, the only ones left here at the tavern are me, Delora, Waltz, and Karma. They may not say it, but I'm sure they're blaming me for what is happening to Angel right now. I need to make things right. I close my eyes as a sudden bout of dizziness comes over me. Mother has always been the person that mattered most to me. I never questioned or disobeyed her because she was so important. She was my light in days that were often so dark. But I have no choice. If Mother isn't stopped, who knows how many more lives will be lost. The only way to stop Mother is to kill her, isn't it? I'm sorry, but this really is the only way. Yes, I know. But I do not think I could kill her myself. Delora has a knowing look in her eyes as she turns to address Waltz. We'll leave as soon as Parfait comes back from her meeting with the fairies. If you can fully use your magic, then we may actually stand a chance. Magic? What are you talking about? Waltz is just a street magician. What help could he be? Rude? Don't underestimate our magician. Waltz is a witch and a lot stronger than he looks. Lay gasp. Waltz is a witch? You know I have the Neverland curse. Yes. I do not know that fairy tale, but what does it have to do with anything? Your mother was the witch that cursed me. What? But Waltz, if you're also a witch, how can you be cursed? Your mother is the Tenebrarum bearer, which means she has the power to punish all witches if she chooses. As to why he was cursed, Walt's expression darkens. Hildur needed to be stopped. I knew I couldn't defeat her alone, so I enlisted the help of the fairies. I betrayed her, and she punished me before she died. Waltz almost single-handedly brought about the end of the Great War. He's the reason we've been enjoying this peace for as long as we have. Oh, snap. I never knew. We never knew. We never got this. Of course we can only imagine how displeased Hildur was with Waltz. Hildur stole my shadow and sealed it away in Neverland. Your shadow? We really need to work on your fairy tale knowledge one of these days, Princess. Peter Pan is a boy that lives in Neverland, which is a place where children never grow up. Also, I just want to real quick point out that Waltz is the only one... No? Never mind. I was about to say, Waltz is the only one that's not a Grimm fairy tale, but I keep forgetting that The Little Mermaid is not a Grimm fairy tale. That's a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. So, never mind. No, okay. Okay. Walt's curse means that he's been frozen in a child's body since Hilda cursed him all those years ago. He can't grow up, and he can't use any magic. Well, I can still do some spells, but only simple, harmless ones. For Walt to get his magic back, he needs to find Tinkerbell, which is the key to Neverland. We need to unlock his shadow. But all this time, you've never found Tinkerbell or Neverland? I've looked everywhere I can think of. I'm sure she cast a spell on it to make it more difficult to locate. Even in the palace? Dolores snorts and I suddenly feel embarrassed. Oh, of course not. Why would Waltz look in the palace first? I mean, especially considering Hilda is the queen and has numerous secret chambers for things she wants to keep hidden. Looking through the entirety of the palace for a small box might be difficult. Neverland is a box that was left to me by my parents. Oh my god. It's made of gold with carvings that resemble a pair of wings. What? Waltz jumps at my sudden reaction. Princess? That box. I had forgotten about it, but I can vaguely remember an old box in my room that matches that description. Oh, snap! Mother left me a trinket box and a key that matches that description. She told me to never touch the box or let anyone see it. I've had it for years. All this time, Tinkerbell and Neverland were with you? I never knew what was inside. I was too afraid to disobey Mother's orders. But now that I'm a rebel, the thought of her giving you that box never even crossed my mind. But now, thinking back on it, it makes sense. I want to ask him what he means, but we are running out of time. I will have to ask him about it at a later time. During Waltz's route. I can get Neverland and Tinkerbell to you. I can return your magic. With Waltz back to his true form, we may have a fighting chance at this. So what do we do first? We? There's no we in this, Lucette. Only us. But I just said I could help. It's too dangerous, Princess. But I'm the only one who knows where to find the box. Then you'll tell us where it is and we'll retrieve it. It's as simple as that. I scowl at her with my arms crossed. I refuse to stay here and be useless while everyone else puts themselves at risk saving Angiel. One day I'll be able to pronounce that correctly. Angiel is this way because I brought back Mother. I must take responsibility. And I will not let anyone else die at Mother's hands. Lucette, Mother is less likely to harm me. I have a better chance of getting Neverland and Tinkerbell without causing a disturbance. How can you say that after what's already happened? You're not safe either, Lucette. Ooh, no sooner has she said the words, the terrible blast echoes through the markshin. That startled me so bad. No! I cough as smoke envelops the tavern. A silhouette emerges in front of us, and I feel my blood turn cold when I realize who it is. Varg. This sexy asshole. Just when I thought I was safe, Varg reappears. Oops. I always forget how powerful this thing can be. Where previously there had been a wall made of stone, sturdy and strong, there's now a sizable hole. Remnants of brick and stone collapse inward, and in the aftermath, the dust rises to settle around Varg's feet, where he stands, casually twirling his cane. Hope I'm not disturbing anything, but all the doors were locked. Karma. Karma? Delora and I turn to glance at the wall behind us where Waltz is looking. Karma is standing there injured. His forehead is a large gash and one of his arms is limp and useless. He still manages to tightly grip the hilt of his sword with his other hand. Where did Karma come from? I would have appreciated you destroying less property when you knock on a tavern door. And I would have appreciated if you gotten out of my way when I asked politely, so I wouldn't have had to resort to explosions. Seems both of us are disappointed. What do you want, Varg? Don't we all already know the answer to that question? Come on. Varg turns to look at me expectantly. I thought the stolen goods would be brought here. What did you just call me? Karma lets out a harsh laugh. Has no one told you that women do not like being imprisoned against their will? Has no one told you people that it's not good to steal? I am not an item to be stolen or imprisoned. I ball my hand into a fist. I cannot let Varg hurt anyone here. I have no idea if this will work. But if Fritz is truly is fighting, then he must be able to hear my voice. Fritz. Varg growls, his eyes bright and angry as he glares at me. Ooh, yes. Yes, sweetie. You need to give up on him, princess. Never. Fritz, I know you're still there. No matter what you say, nothing will change. Fritz is gone. Aduve. He wouldn't. Varg chokes on his words and doubles over. Ha! Suck it! You are being very annoying. Did it work? Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Karma preparing to attack while Varg is momentarily weakened. But something does not feel right. Karma, stop. What? Get the princess away from here. What's happening? That voice. Fritz. Despite the fact that it is Varg standing before me, it is most certainly Fritz looking at me through those eyes. Please. I don't know how long I can hold him here. You all need to get out of here while you still can. You need to keep the princess safe. Keep her away from the palace. Walt, get her out of here. Now. No! I dodge Walt's reaching hands as I attempt to run towards Fritz. Girl. Keep her safe. Please. Now! No, don't hurt him! Karma runs forward, his sword raised just as Walt grabs my hand and pulls me out of the way. No! Time slows as I watch Varg slowly come back to coherence, his lips curled in a snarl as he begins to bring his cane down to the floor. Delora throws her hand out, the collected light racing towards Varg. Varg stumbles back, his cane never hitting the floor. Varg growls as he glares up at Delora. Witches are so inconvenient. Unfortunately, Delora is not the only inconvenience in this room. Varg raises his cane to block Karma's next swing. Walt grips my hand and tugs. We have to go, princess. I glance back at Karma and Delora. There must be something I can do. Oh, man. I don't like all these choices. I don't like I don't like having choices put in front of me. I feel the pressure. We're gonna save. We're gonna help them. My eyes drift towards Varg's cane. The cane is the source of his magic. Thank you, Jill! If I can get it away from him, then Delora and Karma will stand a chance. With renewed determination, I run towards Varg. Princess! I barrel past Karma and hit Varg square in the gut with my shoulder, forcing him backwards into the ground. I manage to twist the cane from him and clutch it as Varg rises and begins to advance towards me. No time for games. Give it back. You really are nothing without your cane, aren't you? For a moment, there is only silence as Varg freezes, and I cannot read the expression on his face. What is he thinking? Varg breaks the silence when he bursts out laughing. It's a sound that heralds certain chaos. The cane is not my only weapon. I watch as Varg slips a dagger out from his sleeve. Oh, of course he does, you villain! And what are you going to do with that little thing? Poke me? Who said anything about you? Oh no, he's gonna grab Lucette. Oh no! With a smirk, Varg brings the dagger to his neck. What a dramatic boy! This dagger is more than enough to do some damage to the princess's favorite knight. God damn it, no! Now that is definitely cheating. This is ridiculous. You share a body. You'll end up hurting yourself as well. Varg shrugs, and I cannot tell if he's really unconcerned or pretending to be. I'll do whatever it takes. Varg smiles at me. In this light, his teeth appear to be gleaming and sharp, just like his fangs. Now give me back my cane and do precisely as I tell you, or the boy dies. I stand still. I cannot look away from Varg's gaze, which is bright with triumph. If Fritz dies, you die as well. Are you not afraid of death? I was never really alive to begin with. I'm just a bit of Fritz's mind given independence. This body isn't mine, so I can destroy it and not feel a thing. It'll be Fritz that suffers. Princess, don't listen to him. You know it's a trap. I know Walt is telling the truth. I can see it in the look on Varg's face. I grip the cane tighter to me. Varg is lying to me. He will definitely suffer, but he is also serious about hurting Fritz. And I cannot let that happen. Oh, I forgot I made a choice. Now do as you're told, little princess. Don't be stupid, Lucette. You'll leave everyone here alone. Varg nods, amusement flickering in his eyes. As my princess commands. Princess, don't! I am so sorry. But just as I start to move towards Varg, a bright light shines out from behind me. Oh, snap! Who's that? A shield of light pushes forward and past me, shoving Varg back and out through the hole he'd made in the wall. I turn, barely able to believe what I see. Parfait? She comes to stand in front of me. Listen closely. We don't have much time. Parfait's eyes flicker to Varg, who is shifting ever so slightly in the rubble. Even I can tell that he's only temporarily out of commission. Tomorrow, midnight, meet us at the palace gates. Bring Neverland and Tinkerbell with you. But you... Do you understand? I falter as I imagine what Parfait could possibly be planning, but I have no time, and I can read nothing in her gaze. There is nothing else for me to do but nod in understanding. Yes, I understand. Parfait smiles at me as she caresses my cheek with a gentle hand. I have faith in you, Princess. We all do. You'll be fine. Parfait? Parfait grabs me by my shoulders and forcibly pushes me towards Varg. I gasp. He catches me, his hands firmly gripping my shoulders as I am careened into him, excuse me. Keep her safe, Fritz. Varg flinches. He is inhaling and getting ready to speak when the air around us suddenly thins and we are swallowed by light. Whoosh. When I am able to breathe again, I open my eyes and see that I am back at the palace. Did Parfait transport us? I become aware that Varg still has his hands on my shoulders, and I wrench free from his grip. Strange that your friends would actually send you back here with me. Seems like they need you to retrieve something from the palace. Varg reaches out and snatches his cane from my hand. I'm not letting you leave the palace again, Princess. The palace is eerily silent, and it's as if none of the chaos that just transpired ever happened, like it was all a dream. I ignore Varg and walk back through the gates as I suffocate the seething turmoil inside of me. Just try and stop me. I slam my bedroom door behind me and lock it. It's only been a few hours since I was here. Since Jurian and Garland. I close my eyes and will the memories away. Now is not the time. I must keep my promise to Parfait. I begin to search through my drawers. I could have sworn that this is the last place I saw Neverland and Tinkerbell. There it is. Oh, thank God. Tinkerbell, an elaborate golden key, is exactly where I remember leaving it. I place it carefully underneath my lamp so as to keep it hidden from sight. But where is Neverland? I nearly turn my room upside down looking for it, but I never find the golden box. It should be here. Why isn't it here? My body is heavy after all that happened today, and soon I find myself collapsing on my bed. They'll be fine. I have until midnight tomorrow to find it. I'll continue looking in the morning. My God, there's so much. So much going on here. My sleep is broken and disjointed, so when dawn comes filtering through my windows, I'm already half awake. I pull myself out of bed and rub at my eyes. I need to find Neverland. I retrieve Tinkerbell from where I'd hidden it and slip the key into my pocket. Then, with renewed determination, I continue my search. Why isn't it here? It had been right next to Tinkerbell. I feel I would remember had I moved it. Did I drop Neverland months ago, didn't I? I've been meaning to get it fixed, but I always forgot. But it's not here. That means someone must have taken it. But who? Would Mother or Mithras have taken it? Where should I look? The throne room? I think it's the throne room. I think it's the throne room. We're going to the throne room. Oh boy. It's so eerie, right? It's like, oh, it's morning. And it's just like, we're back on this bullshit. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something sparkle from the throne. Ha! I'm a goober. Sorry, I completely forgot to start reading. I'm terrible. Where should I look? Thankfully, when I get to the throne room, it's empty. But where to even begin to look? I rush towards the throne, and I'm unable to believe my dumb luck, aka Nikki remembering which one it was. Just sheer dumb luck. The box is definitely there, sitting right in front of me. I found it. But why is it sitting here? Something feels off. Of course it does. There she is. If it isn't my disobedient daughter. Lay gasp. I reach out and snatch Neverland and hold it to my chest. I have to keep Neverland and Tinkerbell safe. No matter what. I'm glad to see one of my servants is capable. Still, I wonder why Varg did not report his success in retrieving you. Varg did not tell her? I shall have a word with that cur. Mother walks towards me. I was not amused when you left the palace, Lucette, but I thought that sooner or later fate would send you here to retrieve something. You were a very good girl for keeping that box safe, as I told you to. But I see it was a mistake to leave it here while I was attending to Mithros' report. I clutched Neverland tighter. This does not belong to you. Mother's voice is ice cold when she speaks. Oh. You hurt me so much last night. I hope you're not planning on leaving me again. I know you're hurting too, dearest one. I know you want to stay here with me. Mother sighs, and suddenly I can see the mother from my memories, the one that held me close and sung me to sleep at night. If fate hadn't interfered, you would be so much happier. Fate? Once upon a time, she was a dear friend. We were like sisters, until she betrayed me. She is no doubt going by a different name to hide her true nature from you. But now you know. You know that she's pulling you from your birthright. You were happier when you could not remember, weren't you? What? Oh, my darling. Mother reaches for me and I cannot move as she sets a hand on my cheek. I've only ever wanted to protect you, Lucette. I've only ever wanted the best for you. Mother gently runs a hand through my hair. I sacrificed so much so that my daughter could be a crowned princess. I do not want to erase your memories, but I knew how much it would hurt you if you knew my true nature. And I knew how sad you would be if you knew just how much your father did not love us, either of us. And all because of his ridiculous love for that wretched harlot and her whelps, the very same commoner he married after I was gone, the woman he sought to marry from the start. Ophelia? The king has loved Ophelia for so long? Isn't that unbelievable? That he was still so loyal to her even after he had me. I should have made good on my threat and just killed her, regardless of whether Gennaro did as I demanded. But he has always hated witches. That is why he's so cruel to you, why he was so cruel to both of us. Dearest one, we only have each other. So it was, and so it will be. I am the only one that will never hurt you, the only one you ever need to love and obey. Your longing for anyone else, your memories of anyone else, they are all unnecessary. Now be a good girl and listen to Mother. Hildur is so bad. Hildur is like, This is textbook gaslighting, if y'all can't tell. Holy crap. It's so bad. I'm not a fan. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Oof. We're gonna save. And then I need to pull out my last skein of this peacock blue yarn as we are, as we're getting close to the end of this game. I'm getting close to the end of finishing up my sweet child's blanket. Okay, if I can find the start in the center, that would be cool. If not, then I will just have to start from the outside. Oh, the feels were earlier. Now we're getting exposition. Hi, Nick. Welcome to the stream. I'm actually very surprised. I wonder if Jill's telling you. Jill, tell him what he missed. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Why is this tied? What the hell? What is this? Sorry, I'm distracted by my yarn skein because there's just a random knot in the middle here. I didn't put it there. I don't know what happened here. Like, it's just... okay. Weird. Yeah, we started at the top of the roller coaster of emotions, and we've been slowly working our way down from that. But don't worry, Nick. There's going to be plenty more emotions now. We just got the wonderful exposition that the mother brainwashed her daughter. Threatened the king to kill his true love if they didn't get married and produce a daughter, a witch crown princess. So, just it's Cinderella Phenomenon, baby. Where just feels galore here. My god. Oh, I have to make a choice. Okay. I believe in this situation we should refuse. What? Thank you, Jill. That's a very apt, to the point, summary of what has happened in the last hour. It's a lot. React accordingly. Thank you, Nick. Really, just follow. The screams. Okay, I haven't forgotten that I have to make a choice. I just had to make a knot in my yarn. Okay, all right, here we go. We're going to refuse. I flinch away from Mother's reaching hand. Mother heard the king. She heard so many people. She killed Garland. No. What did you say to me? I cannot let her hurt anyone else. No. Mother's eyes glitter as light begins to collect in her palms. I can only bear your disobedience for so long, Lucette. It seems you require disciplining. Oh, I hate it. Mother raises her hand, the light reflecting the cruelty in her gaze that I am now too familiar with. Knowing I could not run her, I turn my back and hold Neverland to my chest. I must protect Neverland. The air crackles and I brace myself for whatever Mother might unleash. I feel a hand on my back, and then I am pushed away. I fall down to the ground, hard. What was that? It's Dolores! What did you miss me? Delora! How did you get in here? I had some help. Princess! Fritz? It's our boy! Fritz runs towards me and holds out his hand to help me up. Fritz, I thought I'd lost you. It's only for a second, but he pulls me close to him in a hug. Oh, I would never leave you. Oh. Fritz's arms tighten around me briefly before he releases me. We both turn to face Mother. You are going to hurt her, your own daughter. This is no concern of yours, and even if it was, what could you hope to achieve? You're so much weaker than the wolf, so much weaker than Varg. Fritz's body stiffens. Even now, you only cling to a shred of control. Tell me, Sir Fitzgerald, how much longer until you're completely erased? He was strong enough to resist Varg, so much so that he was able to get me in here past your guards and your barriers. I think that makes Fritz pretty strong, or plenty strong. I do not recall giving the traitor permission to speak. Do not think I have forgotten how you betrayed me, Delora. I haven't forgotten anything either, Hildur. Laura was only a child. Her fate was entirely your doing. Who are you talking about? Laura was my daughter. Oh snap, lay gasp. I never heard Dora speak of a child! I'd always opposed Hildur's actions. I disagreed with her creation of the fairy tale curse from the beginning. But when I voiced my opinions out loud, she targeted my daughter. She killed her in front of me. Oh my God. Suddenly everything in the room is still. The two women glaring at each other, but neither of them move. Oh my God. You were not there when our kind were being hunted and slaughtered like animals in their own homes. I am the Tenerum bearer. I felt each of their deaths like they were my own. Retribution was necessary, but you being so holy and so good, it took little Laura's death for you to understand the anguish of our brethren, to comprehend my anguish. I would not have killed her if you had not been so blind. She was only 10, and she suffered for your weakness. Delora holds out her arm and sweeps it across the room, lightning traveling up her arm. Fritz tugs me around one of the columns, and they press my back into the coolness of the pillar. He holds himself against me, acting as a shield. Don't move. The ground shakes as Delora releases her spell. You think you can defeat me when you haven't even been training? How foolish. Please, I have no intention of defeating you. Fritz! Cover your ears, princess. Too confused to question him, I obey. I hear the sound of lightning crackling in the air, followed by an explosion. Oh, snap. The column comes crashing down on the other side of the room. Time to go. Fritz's hand tightens around mine. When we run out of the throne room with Delora as Mother screech sounds through the room behind us. Are you okay? Yes, I'm all right. I'm just so glad you're here. They gasp. See, what did I tell you? What are you talking about? Your knight here was scared that you wouldn't want to see him anymore after what happened yesterday. Fritz's fingers tightened over my own. If only I was strong enough to fight Fritz, I could have. It wasn't your fault, Fritz. But what matters is that you are here now. Fritz looks at me and smiles. How did you know where I would be? Intuition. And magic. Well, yes, and magic. Do you have Tinkerbell? I hold Neverland in one hand and I reach in my other to search for the key in my pocket. Thankfully, my fingers still brush against the cool metal. Like, y'all can't do no twists and turns on me right now. I'm pregnant. y'all can't do this to my body. It's in my pocket. Good. Very good. Whatever happens, we must get Neverland and Tinkerbell to the March-In, okay? I nod my head. That's a good girl. Parfait said to be here at midnight. What time is it? We're too early. Sometimes Parfait is early too. Looks like tonight is one of those nights though. It's not one of those nights though. It looks like my coming early was both a blessing and a setback. She's using the name Parfait. How sweet. Leg gasp. Fritz steps in front of me as Mother reappears in front of us. Stay behind me. Fritz. I would never forgive myself if you got hurt. Please, stay behind me. Fritz smiles gently at me and my chest aches at the sight. Oh God. No, stop. Okay. Everything will be all right. I promise. I say this, and now we're going to take a quick break because we have an Oliver. Hey, buddy. Come here. Ooh. Oof.
That's long you can get me up.
Yeah, I picked you up and put you on my lap. Oliver, say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Are we going night-night?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Can you say, I love you? No? No? Not tonight?
No.
Not feeling it?
You're not feeling it.
Okay. Well, this is Mommy's work on your blanket. How does it look? Do you like it?
Yes.
Do you like the pretty colors?
Yes.
All right. His PJs are very comfy. Oliver, are your PJs comfy?
Mhm.
What's on your PJs?
Fire trucks on.
Fire trucks. Nice. All right. Can you go pick out 2 books?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go read 2 books. Look careful. Yeah, don't step in the yarn. No. Okay. Yes, do that. All right. Good job. All right. And on this very tense moment that we have found ourselves in, we are going to take a quick break. I'm going to save really quickly. We have this wonderful, wonderful screenshot here, though. So, while we are on break, go get some water, go get something nice to eat, some hot chocolate, some ice cream, some cookies, something that'll make you feel better.
I got 2 books.
You got 2 books? All right, go sit in the rocking chair. I'll be there in a second. And while we are on break, go take care of yourself. And I'll see you guys in about 15, 20 minutes. Okay, bye. And we're back. Hi, everybody. I hope you all had a productive break. Took a minute to go get a snack or use the facilities or what have you. I went and got myself some chocolate cookies. So I've got that for myself as we jump right back into more Cinderella Phenomenon. Fritz's route. Boy, these last couple of chapters have been a whirlwind. Jesus. It's amazing. I love it. I'm here for it. Remember to hydrate, folks. Also, Jill, thank you so much for gifting subs for our channel. You're amazing and wonderful, and I don't know what I would do without you. I really don't. Crochet to myself like a stranger. Anyway, so yeah, we're back into it. And so yes, the group has tried to go out to meet with Parfait to give her the box of Neverland so we can restore Waltz's magic to him, so we can hopefully maybe defeat Hilder. But guess who showed up? Mom did. So let's see how this turns out. Everything will be alright. I promise. I promise I'll protect you. I know you will. Fritz, Lucette must make it out at all costs. I don't like the sound of that. We don't like the sound of that. And you must understand why I cannot let you take my daughter from me. Oh, you took mine. Dolores' hand began to glow. Perhaps this time Lucette shall watch as you die, Delora. No. Well, you can try and kill me, but your chances are slim. I have a very good knight with me, and I think he likes me more than he likes you. That can be remedied. Mother flicks her wrist. Delora holds out her own hand as if to prepare for the impact of a spell, but the magic never comes. Mother is not aiming for Delora. They gasp. With a gasp, Fritz drops his sword and falls to his knees. God damn it. Fritz! Come along, Varg. I won't let you. That's when I realize that Mother is calling for Varg. Her hands twist in the air, manipulating Fritz's body to copy its movements. His body writhes and turns as he struggles to remain himself. Now. No, Fritz! Princess, I'm sorry, but I can't. Fritz looks at me one last time before the familiar darkness envelops his body. Oh, no. Fritz! Now, Varg, be a good boy and get Lucette back to her room. When Varg appears, he's standing absolutely still, his eyes surveying everything calmly. There is an intensity to them, but it's sharp and contained. I flinch back from Varg's bright eyes. No. Varg, you're going to hurt her. You are going to hurt her. Pardon? I don't intend to obey someone who will hurt the princess. Mother hisses in annoyance. What? I do not know how you inspire such loyalty, Lucette, but it's very inconvenient. Mother flicks her wrist and a responding light flares out from behind her. My queen. Great. Reinforcements. I order you to restrain your pet, Mithros. At once, my queen. Mithros extends his hand towards Varg, and the minute he does, Varg's body stiffens and he grits his teeth. I always make sure to have control over any of my creations. I'm evil. This is not going as planned. You had a plan? Now, my darling. My hands shake and Neverland nearly tumbles from my hands as I struggle not to collapse. Since you have become so tainted by the thoughts those people have put into your head, I shall have to start all over again. But don't be afraid. Cleansing your memories will not hurt. And when you wake, you will be my daughter again, My dearest one, I hate this. Mother reaches out her hand towards me. Every fiber of my being screams at me to move. My feet are heavy, and I am shaking so hard I cannot stand straight. I don't want to forget anything or anyone anymore. Behind me, the clock tower begins to chime. Not on my watch. Delora quickly runs in front of me and casts a protective shield. Delora, you can't. I will not let her erase any of your memories, Lucette. I brace myself for impact and feel the ground shudder as Mother's spell comes in contact with Delora's shield. A loud crack emanates from Delora's shield as it begins to crack. An offensive spell. You're going to kill your own dot? Delora's words fade when she sees another spell coming towards us. I hear a low laugh rise from Mother's throat. Goodbye, Delora. Lucette, run. Oh, Delora! I cough as clouds of smoke slowly fade away from the impact. My whole body feels as hollow as ice as I gaze at the sight before me. Delora's body lies on the floor in front of me, unmoving. No. I collapse to the ground, my vision blurry as I stare numbly at Delora's limp figure. No, this cannot be. I reach out to touch her and sharply inhale when I feel how cold and clammy her skin is. No, Delora. Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Have you forgotten your lessons, traitor? Now she can finally reunite with her daughter. Neverland trembles from my grasp as I grab Delora's arm to shake her. No, Delora, please. She's still breathing. She can be saved. She cannot die like this. A bright light appears before me, and suddenly Parfait is standing right in front of me. Hildur, what have you done? Fate, it's been a while. Parfait addresses me without looking back. Princess, do you have Neverland? Yes. I reach blindly for Neverland with one hand as I keep the other on Delora's arm. A warm hand settles on my shoulders. The touch is comforting and familiar. I have faith. Have faith, Princess. I will not allow you to leave, Fairy. Mithrus casts his magic, but Parfait easily deflects it. She moves to cast a spell in retaliation, but doubles over as soon as the spell flares out from her. Ugh. You are fading, Fate. The Lucius itself is fading with you. My eyes lock with Varg, and for a moment I can see Fritz through them. I see his lips move, but whatever words he spoke to me are mute. He shakes his head. Light begins to engulf me, and I see nothing apart from Delora's pale face on my lap. I do not move. Even when the Martian walls come into existence around me, the place is devoid of its usual warmth. Delora! She's not responding. I fight down the rising grief and try to remain calm as I turn to Parfait. Please, save her. Save her! Parfait glances down at Delora, eyes glassy, as if she is hiding emotions behind a frigid mask. I feel that her mask is a reflection of my own. Any moment now it will fall away and I'll be able to see her tears. Princess. The spell that Hildur used was a powerful one. There's nothing I can do. The air in the Martian seems to leave all at once. No, that's not true. You have to. Lucette. Bitch. Delora. No. She does not move and her eyes are still closed as she speaks. Lucette. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. No, don't say that. I've been lucky. Hildur took my Laura, but I got you in return. No. I like to think that my daughter would have grown up to be someone like you. Well, this blanket has tears in it now. Delora, I believe in you, Lucette. I have always believed in you. You cannot leave, Delora. I won't let you leave. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy of her body slip through my fingers like sand. Cool. Her body slowly begins to fade away until only specks of glittering gold dust remain. A terrible, prickling cold seeps into my heart and chest, and then the frigidness envelops my whole body. I cannot breathe. It is only when a teary-eyed parfait pulls me into a hug that I realize my throat is raw and that I've been screaming in grief. Great. Everybody's crying. This is fine. It's cool, it's fine, it's cool. I don't remember being tucked into bed. Oh my god. Trying to read, trying to process all of this. I don't know why I'm still crying. I've already seen this part like 3 times. I'm so sorry that we've hurt you like this, Nick. Maybe you should go hug Jill. How is this the good ending? Sometimes you need some pain to enjoy the happiness. I don't know. All I know is that this game is likes to take your heartstrings and just destroy them slowly. We still have one more route after this. One more route that is arguably my favorite. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with that, so... Oh my god. Yeah, so... Okay, back to it. We're almost done. This is chapter 9. Yes, this is chapter 9. We're almost done. We'll see the happy ending. And then I'll probably hurt you some more by letting you see the bad ending. You can do it. You can do it, Jill. You can survive another route. You can do it. It'll be great. It'll be fine. You can survive it. If I can survive another route, Jill, you can survive another route. I believe in you. Remember when we were just with Rumpel and we were just like, this guy sucks? Remember that? Yeah, I think about that fondly. Thinking about how I could just not feel good about this game. And now this game is just like, I took your heart and I destroyed it for you. In the silence of the dark night, I can feel the absence of Delora like a hole in my chest. Man, sleepless hours tick by in a haze until the morning sun creeps through the window. Lucette, you didn't get any sleep, did you? I shake my head. I wish I could give you time to grieve. She died protecting me. I covered my face with my hands, and hot tears that I thought had dried began pouring down my eyes again. Both of them, Garland and Delora, died because of me. This is my fault. If only I was strong enough, I could have... No, Princess. If it's anyone's fault, it is mine. Both Delora and Parfait keep owning up to this blame, but do either of them deserve any of it? Your mother and I were like sisters once. I couldn't bring myself to hurt her. Because of that, I didn't act in time to save her from the Tenebrum's corruption. If you are seeking to blame anyone, blame me. I am responsible for all of this needless pain, all because I could not stop Hildur. I was too afraid, and now I'm too weak. But what could you have done? Mother is... I don't think anyone can stop Mother. The Lucette and Tenerum are inextricably linked to each other and to their bearers. The crystallum cannot exist without each other. If one is destroyed, so is the other. They gasp. What are you saying? We cannot stop Hildur if we destroy... We can stop Hildur if we destroy Lucius. That would destroy the Tenerum as well. Parfait, that's insane! This world has suffered from magic for 3 centuries. Maybe it's more bad than good. Perhaps the only solution is to remove the source of it for forever. Wow, I can talk. But Mother only survived because she was the Tenerum bearer. She lived so long as the Tenerum exists. If the Tenerum is destroyed, Hildur should die. But you're suggesting we destroy the Tenerum through destroying the Lucius? Parfait smiles at me, but I find no comfort in it. I will only say it's my time. You cannot be serious, right? There has to be another way. There has already been so much suffering. Our suffering. Delora and Garland did not die, so you would have to give up your life as well. I'm not saying we make a decision now. After what happened with Varg, I have strengthened the Marchant's defenses and added a glamour. For now, we are safe here. Breakfast will be ready soon. Join us when you're able. The others will need to know what happened last night. There must be another way to stop Mother. There has to be. By the time I make it to the dining area, the food is cold. I'm not surprised by the state of the food, but seeing Waltz in a grown-up body is definitely a shock. Oh, we're gonna see Waltz glow up. Here we go. Ayy! Princess. Waltz quickly makes his way over towards me and kneels down. He looks almost like a knight, though he is lacking the armor. Oh, thank you for breaking my curse. It's no problem. At least I was able to do something good, but still. Princess, I can't enjoy this. There's been death. I can't enjoy Walt's glow up because there's been so much death and I'm emotional. So I just have to remind myself that we'll see this again during Waltz's ruse. See, Jill, you have something to look forward to. When we do Walt's route, we get to see this. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Please enjoy him for the both of us. Oh, what's this? Waltz the Big has made the princess cry? Fuck off, Rumple. No, it isn't Waltz. Delora believed I could accomplish 3 good deeds, and yet You like hot chocolate, right, darling? I'll get the mugs. Gently, Waltz leads me to the bench and sits next to me. Parfait hasn't told them what happened to Delora yet. All of them are smiling at me, trying to cheer me up, but how can I possibly smile now? I need to tell you all something. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for being angry for us. Hot chocolate first, talking later. You look pale, like you didn't sleep at all last night. And have you even eaten recently? Now that I think about it. No, I haven't. Rod, who hadn't even realized was back in the Marchant, stiffly stands up from his chair and walks away. He was here this whole time, just listening quietly in the corner. Did I say something wrong? Walt smiles at me as he pats my shoulder. We've sent Anise off to look for Jurian, so it's just us at the Marchen. To look after Jurian. Rod's been taking care of meals, so he's probably going to get you something to eat. Aww. But why? Rod never liked me. You saved his family from Varg, Princess. I doubt he minds cracking a few eggs for you. Oh, sweethearts. Rod comes back in the room and places utensils and a plate in front of me. It's filled with toast and scrambled eggs. Oh, sweetie. I know it's not much, but you need to eat. I have no appetite, but he is right. I pick up my fork and stab a few eggs to try. This is good. Thank you. Oh, she smiled. No problem. Oh my god, suddenly I'm incredibly aware of how famished I am, and I shovel the rest of the food into my mouth eagerly. Yeah, eating's good for you. I'm eating the last remnants of my toast when Rumple comes back into the room, holding far too many mugs for one person to manage. And now I present to you hot chocolate a la Rumple. Walt jumps up to save the several mugs from Rumple's precarious... I couldn't read any of that. Sorry, I was looking at my work. Walt jumps up and saves the several mugs from Rumple's precarious holding. Ah, hot chocolate. How lovely. Parfait. Parfait, you just lost your wife. You don't have to smile like that. It's fine. You can be hurting. Nick, dump in its toilet water. I doubt that very much. Okay. Alright. No. I knew this would happen, so I made plenty. Walt and Rumple placed the mugs on the table. Rumple counts all of them. And I threw it on the ground. 5, 6... Wait. Where's Lady Delora? You... The fork I'm holding clatters to the plate. It's the only sound in the suddenly quiet room. Delora passed away last night. What? The atmosphere shifts. Everyone is openly frowning, their eyes filled with regret. So the night ended up being a turncoat after all. Fritz had nothing to do with it. Fritz helped Delora get to me, just when Mother was going to take Neverland. We would have all made it out alive if Mother hadn't used her magic to summon Varg. Mother was going to erase all my memories again, and I did not know what to do, so I just stood there. It was just like what happened with Garland. And now Delora is dead because of me. I cover my face with my hands as an all too familiar grief bubbles up inside of me. Delora made a choice to protect you, Lucette, just like Garland made his choice to protect Jurian. The only thing we can do now is make sure their sacrifices weren't in vain. I'm about to start crying again, y'all. I can't. Ugh, I hate Hildur so much. Here. Walt gently pushes a mug towards me. If there's one thing Delora taught us, is that hot chocolate makes almost everything better. Great, my emotions. I stare at the mug and remember the last time I had hot chocolate with Delora. Oh my god. I would never have thought the drink I shared with her so many days ago would be the last. I bite my lip to keep myself from crying. So what do we do now? The plan hasn't changed. We still need to stop Hildur and save the king. But how is the question? Walt's voice is quiet. Lady Parfait? Does he know what Parfait is planning to do? You know as well as I do, there's only one way now, Walt. Parfait quickly explains what she told me about destroying the Lucius to destroy the Tenebrarum. But if we do so by destroying the Lucius, you will die. I refuse to let that happen, Lady Parfait. Dolores sacrificed her life to save Princess Lucette, bringing back Neverland, and now you're telling us that was useless and that there's no other way? If any of you have an alternative, please tell me. I don't want to lose any more of you over my mistake. But we cannot lose you either. I have a suggestion. Let me get this straight. Lady Parfait is going to act as bait to lure Hildur out of the palace and to the gates. And the rest of us will help distract her long enough so that you can get to your father. Once the king is safely at the Marchen, Mother cannot use him as a bargaining chip anymore. After that, we will have nothing left to lose. We'll be able to go all out against Mother. The efforts we spared in bringing back Neverland will not go to waste. Waltz will use his magic to give us the upper hand. Though, to be honest, I would still like to try and reason with her one last time. Princess, Hildur cannot be... I cannot accept that your death is the only thing that will achieve our goal to stopping Mother. You told me before that Mother was a kind person. If I could somehow reach out to who she used to be, then perhaps it is possible that we could end this without any additional bloodshed. Everyone turned silent, their faces grim. I know this is not the best and most concrete plan, but please let me try it. I want to hope that the person my mother used to be is still there. This is my fight as well. I need to do something. The least I can do to save my father and stop Mother without Parfait needing to sacrifice herself. It'll be dangerous, but I beseech all of you, please help me. I want to believe that my old friend is still in there as well. Okay, let's do this. Chapter 10, The Hunter. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. It took a lot of convincing everyone that I needed to enter the palace alone. It is the people outside who are fighting Mother that need the greater strength. Bringing any one of them with me would have greatly diminished that strength. I must quickly find the king. Mother always made sure to leave the king in the throne room whenever she left, so it follows that she would leave him there now. It's too quiet in here. I push open the doors and stop in the doorway. This king is sitting on his throne with the vacant expression fixed on his face. He does not so much as flinch as I step inside. I tentatively make my way to the throne. Your Majesty? He doesn't speak. His eyes remain fixated in the same place as if he is looking through me. Is he gone forever? Angelia needs you. The king I know would never leave this kingdom to ruin. I am standing close enough to him that I can reach out and touch him if I wanted to. What do I have to do to save you? Oh, so now you're being nice to him. They gasp. I whirl around and place myself in between the king and Varg. All those years you had the opportunity to reach out to him, but you never did. So I guess the king had to be missing his soul for you to care about him. What are you doing here, Varg? Someone had to keep an eye on the old man. The queen thought someone might try to take the old man while she was busy. I had a feeling it would be you who'd return. You can't bear the thought of losing someone else, can you? What are you going to do then? I'm not leaving without the king. Varg is silent as he makes his way towards me. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to stop him, but I will not move. I cannot let him take the king, and I will not succumb to his threats. It is in that moment, just as he's about to reach out to me, that he suddenly drops to his knees and puts a hand to his chest, his expression pained. I just need a little more time. What is happening to him? He manages to talk to me through gritted teeth. You shouldn't have come here alone, especially not with the big bad wolf here. It's my job to destroy you, you know. He flashes me a wicked grin, but the expression is shockingly short-lived. It's replaced by a soft smile. But this big bad wolf can't do it. You can't destroy a person you've fallen in love with. Like gasp. How are you in love with me? Varg looks at me, amused. How? Blame Fritz. This was never meant to happen, but I can't help feelings that were there from the get-go. The queen wasn't pleased with your knight, so she tried to erase him forever. But he hung on. He was pretty sure that if you could be strong, so could he. He looks up at me with such sadness, I actually feel guilt stir within me, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think Fritz could ever deserve you. Deserve me? But he's more worthy of you than I will ever be. I'm nothing more than a moth drawn to your flame. I can only ever be burned by you. Maybe Fritz will have better luck. Shadows begin to gather around Varg's feet and start to slowly swirl up the length of his body. Does this mean Fritz is coming back? I know that this is the only thing you ever want from me. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. Just that. Gods know that Fritz isn't capable. But he is capable of one thing. He's a good hunter. He defeated me fair and square to save Little Red, and now I have no choice but to step aside. So Fritz has overpowered Varg. Try to miss me, princess. Think about me every now and then. That would be enough. Varg, what are you? Goodbye, my princess. He smiles at me. His cocky grin faded into a gentle smile. The shadows cloak him fully, making him less than a silhouette. I keep myself firmly positioned in front of my father. The darkness eventually dissipates, and there, standing in the moonlight, is a familiar face. It's our boy, Fritz! I'm back. Aww. I look at him with bleary eyes. I'm sorry for taking so long, princess. I'm running before I even realize my feet are moving. I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions, none of which I can put names to at this moment. I know only that I'm happy. So happy Fritz is back. Yay! I throw my arms around his neck and kiss him. Wow. Fritz pulls his arms around my waist, pulling me closer. Aww. This is him. This is Fritz's heartbeat. His scent, his warmth. Nick, you called it. He came back to me. Thoughts whirled through my foggy head. I step away from him ever so slightly, suddenly aware of the heat in my cheeks. Wait, did I just kiss Fritz? I cannot bring myself to move away from his grasp, but I suddenly cannot bring myself to look up at him either. Aw, embarrassment. Yes. Why did I just... Frit's gentle laugh brings me back to my senses. Though it's hard to parse the feelings inside of me, I can at least be certain that I love the smile he is giving me right now. This feels like a dream. It does. And now just because of what happened, but because Fritz is here. Really here. Fritz leans forward to slowly brush a strand of my hair away from my face. My heart pounds in my chest at the subtle touch. Once again, my mind is reeling with considerations? Of what? Considerations of what? If the princess says it isn't a dream, then it must be real because I trust her with all my heart. Oh my god, our sword himbo is back. I thought I lost you for good. I do not flinch away when Fritz pulls me closer so that I'm resting against his chest. But how did this happen? Did you overwhelm Varg? Varg erased himself. How is that possible? He's always had that ability, but he's never had any reason to consider using it before. Then why now? Because he cared for you. My love for you is so strong that it must have affected him too. You love me? Varg said the same thing and he blamed Fritz, so is it true? So it is true? Fritz smiles and I feel his warmth spread inside of me like sunshine. God, he's such a sweetheart. Jesus. Always Lucette. Well, well, well. This is quite the scandal. Mithras, you can suck a dick. Lay gasp. Fritz moves to stand in front of me. My queen is not going to be pleased. If my curse was so weak that even Sir Fitzgerald could break it, I do not think I am even safe from her wrath. But I believe her disappointment in me will be second to the disappointment she feels for you. After all, you chose a lowly knight. How dare you, princess? I stopped short at Fritz's tone. You have an important task, don't you? The king. Right, there was kissing and hugging, but Mithras... Trust me. Fritz releases my hand to pull out his sword, sinking easily into a ready stance. I'll protect you. You think you could possibly prevail over me? Now, when you have no cane, no power at all. Don't make me laugh. Fritz strikes his slash quick and clean, making Mithras by surprise. Fritz manages to cut his sword through his shoulder. Yeah, I fucking hate Mithras. Mithras hisses as he clutches his bleeding shoulder. The hatred is bright in his eyes. As Fritz rushes Mithras, I run towards the king. You think a mere swordsman can best one of the queen's apprentices? I'd be more wary if I were you, Sir Mithras. I approach the king, who has yet to move from his spot. What do I do? How can I possibly move him? I need to wake him up. But how? Your Majesty, I have been selfish. I was always so concerned with my own feelings and my own pain. I reach out a trembling hand and set on top of his hands. Sorry. Now I realize you were trying to help. It may have been lackluster, but you genuinely tried. I have been so unfair to you, just like Mother was. I do not know if words are enough to make up for what I have done, but I am sorry. I am sorry for being so cruel to you. Please, I need you. I stare hard into my father's eyes, but there's no movement, no recognition. I dip my head in mourning and bite my lip as I try to think of another way to save him. Girl, you got magic. Do you have magic? You have magic. My thoughts subside when a flash of light permeates my vision. It's only for a moment, but then I look up, I can suddenly see life in my father's eyes. Who said? Your Majesty! I reach out and hug him, and he wraps his arms around me. I feel like I've been asleep for a long time. And then I heard your voice. It sounded as if you needed me. What has happened? He eyes the motion behind me and raises his eyebrows. He attempts to stand, but his knees shake and buckle. I duck underneath one of his arms and help him back into the throne. The king stiffens as he glances at the battle ensuing behind me. Sir Mithras and Sir Fitzgerald. What's going on here? The king has broken the enchantment? Impossible! I told you not to underestimate her. Your Majesty, we need to get you out of here. What is happening here? Mother suddenly materializes in the center of the room, standing right before Mithras and Fritz, who has the witch at sword point against the front doors. But Mother is not alone. Mother has Parfait in a tight grip, but the moment I call her name, she releases her, and Parfait tumbles to the floor. No! No, 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 no. Crimson stains her dress. No! Parfait, you're bleeding! God damn it. Parfait does not move to acknowledge me. Fate would not let go, so I had to bring her with me. Not that it matters. What did you do to her? Where are the others? They retreated like cowards, persistent things. I would have killed them had Fate not sacrificed herself. I let out a sigh of relief. They're all okay and alive. You still care so much about those traitors. I cannot understand your attachment to them. Mother turns her attention away from me and the two men who are at a standstill. Mithras, you disappoint me. Oh my god. With a flick of her hand, Fritz is pulled away from Mithras and across the throne room towards me. Oh my god. I move to steady Fritz as he stumbles beside me. I'm sorry, my queen. I've given you too many chances to prove yourself worthy. You have failed me too many times, Myth. You are of no use to me anymore. But my queen, I've done everything you wanted me to. Please, give me one more chance. I promise, Silence! Mother's voice is as cold and as sharp as ice. Leave before I erase you from my sight. Please, my queen. Oh, you didn't listen to her. Mother casts a spell at Mithras that is all too familiar. It's the same spell she used to kill Delora. Mithras doesn't even have a chance to defend himself as Mother's spell shocks his body. Wow. Not sad. Such a pest. I don't even know why I keep that useless fool all these years. Wow. I slowly turn to look at Mithras. He is no longer standing but lays unmoving on the floor. I feel bile rise in my throat. I cannot believe Mother just did that to him. How could you take away the man's life so easily, Hilda? How could you be so heartless? It's the first time I have ever heard my father speak to Mother that way. Heartless? I am heartless. Humans shattered my heart many years ago when you hunted my kind. You did this to me. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice movement. In moments, Parfait moves to stand before us, blocking us from Mother. Even though her clothes are soaked in blood, she is clearly wounded. Parfait has never looked so regal before. You. Parfait's hands move before resting over her chest where light begins to gather in her hands. In the blink of an eye, a glittering golden crystal appears above her hands. Is that the Lucius? But the light in the Lucius is emitting an uneven, and as I look closer, I can see that it is cracked. What are you doing? The only thing that I can to stop you. My heart plummets as I realize what Parfait is going to do. Parfait, no! If Parfait hears me, she gives no indication. If you do this, you'll die, Fate. You'll die and remove all magic from Angela forever. Nothing else will stop you, will it? Your hatred for the humans, the corruption from the Tanarumum, runs too deep. I see that now. Magic was never meant to be used with malice, Hilder. So long as witches can be corrupted, magic will always pose a threat. I cannot allow that to happen. I wanted to change things with Delora, but... What gives you the right to decide what to do with the magic? I am the Lucian Bearer. I have a responsibility to maintain balance. But I see now that there can be no balance when the crystalline exists. Light begins to gather, first around Parfait's feet, then around her body. It slowly begins to move its way towards Mother. In no time at all, the light swarms both their bodies. A white crystal suddenly appears in front of Mother. The Tenerum. I won't let you do this, Fate. It is too late for that. The golden light of Lucian intensifies. I can hear the crystal shattering from the inside out. No! The Tenerum breaks soon after. It fragments slowly, fading with the bright light. Mother and Parfait's images begin to do the same, despite Mother's struggle. Both they and the crystalline slowly dissipate into the mist. No. I lunge forward, but Fritz's arms are suddenly around my waist, holding me still. Mother snarls as she attempts to escape Parfait, but the light around her creates a thick box she cannot escape from. You would die for the humans? The humans that have hunted my kind because of their fairy tales? No, I'm dying for you, Hilder, so that for once I might save you from yourself. Mother chokes out a laugh. You are a fool, Fate. Perhaps I am, but at least I will die with hope in my heart. Mother turns to look at me in the blinding light. Parfait's concentration never wavers as she turns to settle her eyes on me as well. Mother's face is fading in the glow, but her voice is clear. I truly did love you, Lucette. Everything I've done, everything I did out of love. Parfait smiles at me gently. It's a silent goodbye. There's a brief burst of light, and for a few moments I am blinded. By the light, specifically. When my vision returns, I see Fritz first. He's staring where Parfait and Mother had been only moments ago. On the floor, where they stood moments ago, there is now only dust. Ooh. With the loss of the crystal, magic vanished from Angela. All the fairy tale curses broke simultaneously, and all witches and fairies lost their power. As soon as it disappeared, I turned to an education center around the knowledge of Angela rather than magic. I had decided back then that I would do anything to help Angela and its people, and it needed to start first by educating myself. I'd started to follow my father on his trips around the kingdom. I even started to accompany Evangeline on her trips outside the palace. Fritz has remained by my side for the past month. He comes with me every day I visit the graves. Carefully, so as not to disturb the flowers Jurian had left earlier, I leaned down to place my lilies on each gravestone. Garland, Delora, Parfait, and the last is always the hardest. With a deep breath, I walked to the fourth gravestone. I stared at it for a long time before I finally set my lily down. Mother. Fritz and I stand here in silence as we grieve for the lives lost that day. I look up into the sky and smile as I stare at the warm rays of the sun. I shift my gaze at Fritz, who smiles at me. He has never left my side since that day. Of course he wouldn't. Fritz has always told me that he loves me, but I have yet to tell him my own feelings. Oh, God, I love it. Fritz. Yes. I didn't have the chance to ask this before, but... but how can you possibly love me? I have been so horrible, not just to you, but to everyone around me. Fritz's expression softens. He gently tilts my chin upward so that I have to look at him as he speaks. For as long as I've known you, you've had to deal with things that no one should have to go through. You were forced to live in the Queen's shadow because others refused to see past your relationship to her. You'd been alone for so long, and I couldn't see how much they were hurting. Or you were hurting, excuse me. But despite all the pain, you remained strong. You've always been strong. From the beginning, all I wanted was to be someone who could rely on. You could rely on. Someone you could trust. Someone who would always be there for you. I must have trusted him from the beginning, too. Fritz was the only one I allowed to get close to me. I did not look away from him, but instead I stared back into his eyes with conviction. I know I may not have shown it, but I did trust you. I've always been able to tell. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I do not. Fritz laughs, and the slightest cockiness of his smile reminds me a little bit of someone else. It's been years since you became my responsibility. Once I learned your tales, you became an open book. He surprised me by putting his forehead on mine. The feeling of him so close is comforting. I love the way you're so careful with whatever you consider precious. I love how your eyes light up when you eat a good pastry. I love whenever you rely on me. God, Fritz is so great. I bite down on my lip as I blink back tears. Fritz is the best. No one has ever had the kind of faith in me. Before I knew it, you'd made a spot for yourself in my heart. Get yourself a Fritz. And I began to hope that one day I could be as dear to you as you are to me. I stare up at Fritz, the tears pooling in my eyes. He wipes away a tear before I can roll down my cheek. I've never felt so cherished before. I do not step away when he leans forward to plant a kiss on my forehead. Yeah, when you eat a pastry. Sure. I hold out my hand and Fritz comes to my side. I feel the warmth of his fingers and smile. When things begin to overwhelm me, he never fails to calm me. I grip his hand more tightly. Jill, you remember which chapter it's from? Girl, bless your heart. I love you. You know that, right? I've known for a while, but it's nice to hear it all the same. Then I'll say it for as long as you want me to. For the rest of our lives, then? Oh my god. A princess and her knight, huh? Does that matter? No, it doesn't. Even if there was such a rule, I'd abolish it once I become queen. Fritz starts to laugh. As always, his laughter is full of so much joy it lifts my heart. I want to hear it for the rest of my life. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to. Yay, thank you for the bits for the happy ending. We did it! We did it! We made it through Fritz's route, through the absolute turmoil that we had to go through with that one. Holy crap. But, oh my god. Like, could you not tell, like, the complete difference between Fritz's route in comparison to, like, the other three guys? So good. Yay, thank you for the bit. I love it. The little bits. Love them. The bits. Oh, Nick's like, you don't get the 10 out of 10 score because of all this sadness. Okay. Also, just, so good. Rumple, unfortunately, I mean, you saw the ending that we killed Rumple in. I'm not going to go back and try to get the good end for Rumple. I'm sorry. Not going to do it. Anyway, so we are going to... Let me leave. There we go. Okay. So we're going to start over from the beginning to where you get to choose the routes, and we are going to go through and pick all of the bad choices so that we can see the bad ending for this one. It probably won't hurt you as much as it hurt me because we're not playing through the whole thing again. But I think it's important for completion to see the bad ending for this one. So, gonna start back from the beginning. No, don't override that. Jill, you don't have to look, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and then you can look back later when you're feeling less emotional. Yes. Alright, so we are gonna go ahead and skip forward. We're gonna pick the Fritz route. Oh, we don't want to do this. Stop. We want to go to the next choice. Yep. Punish them? Yes. Change the topic. Somehow I remember most of these. I'm not going to remember all of them, but I feel like I'm going to remember most of them. I'm too old for dolls. What's this one? Oh yeah, this is when she's getting upset with Delora, and okay, there's stop or I could keep walking. I don't remember which one this is. I think this one is keep walking. Oh, I have to save. Damn it. Okay. Keep walking. Damn it, that was the right choice. Stop. Okay. Oh, this one is move back. And oh, I didn't realize there's a typo here. It's such a small thing. Save. And do you want to talk about it? Don't say anything. I think this one is don't say anything. Pretty sure. Yeah, okay, return. Okay. And this one, pretty sure is... Oh, this one's back away. Yeah. Backing away from the big bad wolf is bad. Oh, this one's believe him. Yeah, fuck Mithras. This one's defend Fritz. See, it's much easier to go through this one. The other routes, I'm just like, I don't know which choices to make. This one's like, of course I know which choices to make because it's the sword himbo, and I, Nikki, on the inside, am a sword himbo. Oh my god. Move? Let him. Tell me what I must do. Leave it. We already had the emotional turmoil. We're not gonna go through this again. Remove his curse. Where are we right now? Stay silent. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. If you just leave and go away, you won't get hurt. Reason with her. This is all bad. This is all bad. I don't like it. Say nothing. I hate it. Follow waltz. Yes, fast forward. Yes. Okay. Dining hall. And run. Ooh, my computer's having issues. It's like, oh no! Oh no! Wait! No, there's another. There's supposed to be another. Damn it! I went too far. I went too far into the Matrix. Well, we know that I got the bad end. I'm just dumb and didn't stop beforehand. Okay. Where was I? So, I get to start from here. And continue picking bad route options. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I goofed. My fault. Ignore me. Go to the restroom. Go get something nice and snackable to eat because I'm just doing the most here. I'm so sorry. Defend Fritz. Move. Let him. Tell me what I must do. Leave it. Remove his curse. Stay silent. You're not supposed to be here. Reason with her. Yes. It was my fault, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm emotional. Follow Waltz. Yes. Oh, it's dining hall. And run. Okay. We're going to skip a bit. And we're not gonna watch Delora die again. I don't want to see this. I don't want to. No. It's all bad. We don't care. We don't care. I mean, we care. I don't want to cry anymore. Oh! Okay. Okay, we gotta back up a little bit. Back. Okay. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? It's the name of this chapter. Holy crap. Okay. Though I tried my best to convince him that I needed everyone outside distracting Mother, Waltz insisted on coming with me instead. So now we have Waltz here instead of you going by yourself. Waltz really should be helping everyone distract Mother. Though I admit that I'm glad that he's here with me. Oh no. He's not in his room. Where are we looking for the king next? The throne room. He should be there. He was always in the throne room whenever Mother left the palace. Looks like he isn't here either. Ooh, is there anywhere else he could be? If I was Mother and I had to leave the palace to deal with enemies and I had something I wanted to keep safe, I would keep it in a secret chamber somewhere no one would expect, and that would be the tunnels. Let us go. We're almost there. Thankfully, the door to the tin room chamber comes into view as we turn the last corner. I push the door open and look inside. The king sits on a chair, his eyes devoid of any emotion. He's here. Is this what he's been like? Ever since Mother returned. His eyes are so empty. Do you know how to break the enchantment on him? Waltz leans forward to inspect the king's face. This is a high-level magic cast by Lady Hilda herself. This is not something I can break, unfortunately. It's something that the king will have to break out of on his own. Well, would you look at what the cat dragged in? They gasp. Varg. I look closely at Varg and notice that his usual cockiness and mirth are gone, replaced with something that looks like melancholy. He looks like he's in pain. You shouldn't have come here. He stares at us blankly. Waltz moves to stand in front of me, barring me from Varg and the king. If I had my way, I wouldn't hurt her. But that's not how this works. What are you talking about? Varg turns his gaze on me and does not look away as he speaks. I'm the big bad wolf. I'm made to devour Little Red Riding Hood here, not fall for her. Varg loves me? Varg laughs, but it's dry and humorless. You look surprised. Is it really so hard to believe that I have the ability to love someone? Waltz's voice is quiet when he addresses me. He keeps his eyes trained on Varg. Get the king and get out. I'll be right behind you. No, I'm not leaving you. No one is leaving anybody anywhere. Varg sighs. I cannot fully see his eyes, and I can see the resignation in them. I have orders to keep you here. Strict orders. The queen wants to see her daughter after she's done with your friends. As for her wayward apprentice, well, I was told you could be dead or alive. If you think I'm letting Lucette stay, your opinion doesn't really matter. I'm sorry about this, princess. They gasp. I'm suddenly shoved to one side. I land heavily on the floor, my head thudding hard against the wall behind me. Lucette! Waltz turns towards me, but before he can move, he is blown back, past Varg and the king. He crashes to the wall on the opposite side of the chamber. Waltz! The element of surprise is so delightful. Mithras, what did you do? I glance once more at Waltz, but he is not moving. I struggle to my feet. You're not going anywhere. Before I can track his movements, Varg is already at my back. He pulls my arm behind me so fast that I have no way of resisting him. I can't do nothing but watch as Mithras advances on Waltz. Stop fighting, princess. I can feel his warm breath brush my ear as I fidget. I don't want to hurt you. You already have. I turn my attention away from Varg and glance back to Mithras, who is still slowly walking towards Waltz, his expression tight with anger. You were always the favorite, always the precious little student. And then you betrayed her. For what? Our queen would have given you the world, yet you took her trust and threw it into the mud. But let me enlighten you. You're not needed anymore, Waltz. I cannot let this happen. Aduve! Varg's grip on me tightens. I can hear the disappointment in his voice when he speaks. It won't work this time, princess. My heart plummets to my stomach. After you and the fairy left, what do you think the queen did, What are you talking about? She wasn't pleased with your little knight's disobedience, and at that point, well, it didn't take much. What did she do to Fritz? A little push, just like that, and Fritz just disappeared. Gone. Gone? I repeat the word hollowly, letting it sink into my mind and in my heart. It's like he was never there. All you have now is me. My knees give out and I sink to the floor. I can no longer feel Varg's grip on me. I can no longer feel the dirt beneath my knees. I'm losing everyone. I'm losing all of them, one by one. Why did I think I could help? Why did I think I could do this? This is all my fault. I crane my neck upwards to stare at Mithras and Waltz. The queen has me now, Waltz, and I've been training. I'm better, I'm stronger, and I will deliver your head to my queen. I'm paralyzed in Varg's arms, unable to move or speak, as Mithras moves close enough to deliver a magical blow to Waltz. The room is suddenly filled with dust that spirals out from the center. I blink back tears as it stings my eyes. When it clears, Waltz is once more standing. He and Mithras are glaring at each other. Waltz! but the sight of Waltz, alive and defiant, is enough to shock my brain back to action. I must save the king. And once Mother is defeated, Fritz might come back. With renewed energy, I began once again struggling against Varg. Hey! I wrench myself to the side and have enough leverage to bite down on his hand. He yelps and drops his cane. Impudent girl. I look up to see Mithras already turned towards me with an outstretched hand. Light dances down his arm and collects on his fingertips. Ooh. You need to learn obedience. They gasp. No, Mithras, don't! Lucette! I cannot stand idly by as I always do. I must move. Oh my god. Thank you, Nick, for all the gifted subs. You and Jill are going to make me cry. We haven't even gotten to the actual bad end yet. But even as I lift my feet from the ground, I can see that the light is going to chase me. It will come for me no matter how far I run. Lucette! At the very last minute, a shape moves in front of me, acting as a shield. I see Varg's back moments before the spell pierces through his body and crumples him to the ground. Oh no! Varg! His body collapses to the ground, his mask falling from his face. Why? Why did you save me? Oh no. Dense to the end. Varg manages a weak laugh, then shakes his head. Even though I was the one who was there with you, it was still him that you wanted. Oh my god! I loved you just as much, yet you would never choose me, would you? No, you wouldn't. Because this big bad wolf doesn't have a happy ending to begin with. Fading away like this hurts less than having to come to terms with that. I can hear the click of Mithras' shoes on the tiles. His voice is filled with amusement. Even Walt seems too shocked to move. I knew there was a reason for your sudden disobedience. I suppose I should have expected this. Dogs always love their mistresses. Hi, Mithras, suck a dick. Varg reaches up to touch my cheek. He smiles as shadows creep up his body. No! Moments later, it's Fritz lying on the ground, smiling his gentle smile. Ow, ow, ow. Then he closes his eyes and does not open them again. Not moving, not breathing. Gone. Time stops as my mind whirls. I feel my heart slowly beginning to break into shards. This is all my fault. There you go, everybody. There you go, everybody. There's the bad end. Ooh, okay. I feel like I sufficiently hurt Jill and Nick enough. I love you. There is so much love I have to give. I swear. But yeah, that's Fritz's route. It's heartbreaking. Or at least the bad end is. I mean, the most of it into the happy ending is also pretty heartbreaking. Right? It was so bad. It's just like, ow. God. The Varg line of Varg knows that Lucette will never choose him. And it breaks my heart each time, which is kind of why I love him so much. I love the broken-hearted bad boy in every series. There's just something formulaically, like, in my brain, like, no, no, you're broken, but I could fix you. God, it's so bad. I love it. I love it so much. But with that, look, there's plenty of Varg fan fiction if you want to go read it. I've read plenty of it in my time of need. Sometimes Varg and Fritz are separate people, so that's a whole thing. Let Varg be happy. There is the sequel that did come out. Yes, that's right. So by the way, those of you who are new here, hi, welcome to Sladies. Thank you so much for joining us on this sad, sad journey. And if you want to play Cinderella Phenomenon, it's free on Steam. At least it should still be free on Steam. I feel like it's still free on Steam. It should still be free on Steam. The original, this one. They did come out with a sequel either at the end of 2019 or 2020. That is $10.99, and we're going to play it after I come back from my maternity break. And I'm so excited. I've not played the sequel. I've not seen what any of the things that they have added or anything. I want to know so badly, but the first time I get to play it, it'll be here probably sometime in August or October. But before we even get to that, though, we have Waltz's route to complete, which I'm very excited about because Waltz is my favorite route. I don't want to spoil anything, but we get hints of it from the other routes as well, but we got a lot more hints of it from Fritz's route. So it's very exciting to see how that one will be. Anyway, but speaking of that, because I am prepping up to be going on my maternity leave, Waltz's route will actually, I'm going to take more time with it. So starting next Monday is Memorial Day, I will actually be streaming longer for Waltz's route. I'm going to start earlier, so we'll be starting at 7 p.m. rather than 8, and I'm going to go, I'm going to try and go till midnight for that one, but also depending on how my body feels, I might also need to take a break, but we will see. But yes, Waltz's route, I'm going to do a little bit longer for that one on Memorial Day, and then also probably go as long as I can on the following Monday. Because I really want to finish it, and I really want you guys to see it, and I want to make sure I do that before I go on my maternity leave. So, yeah. And as far as the blanket goes, we got a little further, but again, we're on the last skein that I have, so it might be a very short blanket, but oh yeah, it's gonna be a long sit. So we're probably gonna be taking multiple breaks through that, and also I don't expect everybody to stay here for that. I'm going to stream it as long as I can, but the VOD will be here for people to watch later, which we might actually have to break up at some point. But regardless, thank you guys so much for sticking around for tonight's whirlwind of emotions and trials and tribulations, and we will be back next Monday on Memorial Day for Waltz's route, but also this week catch us on Friday, where we will have the season 2 finale of Hunt for the Heart Shards, where the battle at the Purple Castle will commence. Wonder what's going to happen. We'll see. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already checked out our Patreon, you can join our Patreon and get exclusive content and also handmade crafts made by myself while I'm on maternity leave. Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, stop Asian hate. If you are a Nazi, white supremacist, TERF, just a shitty person, get off my stream. I don't want you here. I don't want your views. I don't want your money. Go. Please be gone. And I believe that is it for me tonight. So, again, thank you all so much for joining me and for being here. And I will see you guys, if not on Friday, next Monday. Stay safe, and we love you. Good night.